Hello there everyone, this is Mark III and welcome back to Nimbatus. Yes, where I have made a few changes. I decided at the end of last time, since I was just kept saying over and over I was looking for, I'd have to find another box or something like that, and it made me stop to think, you know what, I remember once seeing a video of Lathrix ages back with this kind of mechanic, and it's like, he didn't have to do this, right? So I went and looked it up, and apparently this should work. A bit slow on the turning there, must admit, but it's got some speed to it though. But what I can do is release that, and so I've got a smaller drone, a lighter drone, a more agile drone, because I disconnected the resourcing systems and things. And apart from that, this ship has more thrusters in it, and it's still got all the weaponry, but it's supported by more batteries and more fuel, and it's lighter. So, if this still works as it used to, then I for one will be a happy camper. If not, I can just find another box, but yeah. This craft, I think, will serve me nicely for a little bit until I get some more parts for it. But yeah, that's what I've done. That's what I've modified. And that's what I'm going to be sending in. So I kept a copy of the previous drone just in case this doesn't work, so I can easily swap back to it. But you can see the slight difference there, can't you? One drawback, though, is this one is a bigger drone. So, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead. As I said last time, I was tempted to go up this way just because of the big battery and the bigger thruster packs. But this side does give me some small thrusters at least, and more importantly, it gives me some chance of some more weaponry, and the energy shields are the main one. I'm going to have to do 2 missions here. Do I want extra thrusters? I've actually got plenty of thrusters, but the weapons, more weapons options would be nice. So I think I'll go here. Of course, this means I won't be visiting the garage, which means I can't get any upgrades / repairs. But garages are relatively common, so I might be okay, or it might be worth the threat to go and try it. So, destroy local beehives. Good thing I've got plenty of guns. This jungle planet is infested with bees. Reduce the amount of hives to keep the population in check, but don't think they're going to make it easy for you. Prepare for heavy combat. I've got rocket launchers. I've got explosives. I should be fine. But yeah, this thing now costs me 50 tritium to deploy, so, you know, it's still pretty cheap. It's really small still, but it's still 50 out of a very limited resource right now. So, let's go kill some bees. Now, I should be okay just by ditching this nice and safely inside the box, so there we go, just leave that there. And then I should be fine without it, if it all works as intended. Oh, hello, bees. Good. Oh, they're big bees as well. Oh, they spit. What was that they spat at me? Green goopy stuff. Oh well. Yep, that works. I'm just hoping the resource collection works as I'm hoping it will. Otherwise, I may be in trouble. Yeah, okay, those green balls that came at me were their attack. Duly noted. Hello, beehive! Goodbye, beehive! I am the exterminator. Fear me! Let's go and check on this resource spy I spotted really quick. Also avoiding the thrusters because those things can heat your ship up and blow you up if you're not careful. I know it's strange that watching out for jet exhaust, but it is a thing. Let's see. Yep, that's auto-collecting. Okay, it is working as I hoped it would. Excellent. This will help me immensely. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to check, which is equipment upgrades. Oh, yep, Yep, definitely an attack. Right. Bees! Okay. I will go one step further. I'm not managing their population, I'm going to nuke their population. And harvest any remaining resources, so yeah. See you in a few moments. After I'm done exterminating the life on this planet. Turns out the rockets do a lot of damage. Like, really quickly. The sheer inaccuracy though. Ouch. Okay, seems to be about here. The expert drilling apparatus deployed. And nada. Okay, we're done. Of note, by the way, is the fact that there was like another 8 hives or something like that along the way. So yeah. But there we go. We got the resource collector and energy shields. Energy shields are very important, especially since I'm on hard mode. We can... Actually, I'll leave that drone alone for now. We need to deploy the energy shield technology as soon as possible into this thing. I did think we could use some extra, like... Actually, if I felt like it, I could condense the drone down slightly and just make it like a single energy shield be enough for it. Because the thing is, though, energy shields, like, while they're active, they drain quite a bit of energy. Though I can actually feed that energy, but they can be overloaded as well, so that's one point against having, like, too few shields. Yeah, let's just put in both shields like that, and I'll decide to have it... let's reassign the magnet to... I guess that one. Which means the shield can just be on this one, and the collector is going to be on that one. Okay. Actually, I don't need to do that. I can just back that off slightly, can't I? And install the shield at the back there. Okay, that should be all it required. Does it still look good? Still looks okay, yep. Of course, it's slightly bulky now at the front, but it does have full-fledged energy shields that can quickly spring up in case of attack. So, definite improvement. Okay, en route to our next thing. We intercepted a distress signal. Random event. This could be good, could be bad. Spot a civilian ship drifting helplessly in an asteroid field. There's no external damage, but the lights are off. Investigate or leave. I'll check it out. Apart from a transponder, it was a trap. You bug it out there, but the enemy knows where you are now. Plus 19% threat. Ugh, I'm going to get clobbered. I think a detour to that garage would actually be a good idea. Anyway, destroy the core laboratory. Installed one of their laboratories on this planet, where they conduct experiments on local wildlife. Destroy it, but watch out, it's protected by strong energy shields. Okay, but we've got rockets, I'm not concerned about that. The rockets are awesome. Now, you remember those pings from previously? This mission makes fair use of those, but a core laboratory mission, as far as I understand it, actually has more active defenses and things, so it can be a bit of an issue. Yeah, like those things. Those are actually like pretty powerful AoE turrets, so something to watch out for. But, like the previous turrets, I can just get at them from underneath. Yep. Yeah, look at that. They're like rocket launch turrets of a sort. Oh, I'm getting caught on terrain. Darn it. Let me move. Let me move. Thank you. Jeez. But yeah, look at that. There's a lot of them. Those things, though, they can wreck your ship in a hurry. And AoE weaponry, it detonates on impact with shields, but the damage can get through shields. So that's something also to be aware of. An AoE blast, if your shield is not far enough away from where your hull is, you'll take damage. But that's why I bring lots of explosives. Okay, let's see. Defensive drones, some more things. I think these things are actually shield emitters, if I'm going to be honest. So I do need to knock them out before I can damage the main laboratory or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I just know that they're big, shiny, the enemy likes them, and tries to protect them, and they explode in a very satisfying manner. So, yeah. That is good enough for me. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said that the engine shields can be overloaded. My forward shield actually collapsed really quickly under any kind of sustained fire, so... Actually, I don't know if my shields can be damaged by my own rockets. That might be something. I need to test this. No, it's just a power shortage. Well, partly that. Because remember, when I'm firing full auto with all the rockets and things, my batteries don't like it. They start crying and begging for mercy and ridiculous notions like that. So, yeah. But if I'm just using the blasters, though, I can keep the shields up pretty well. So I must choose. Do I want defense and endurance in a fight to outlast something like that in a direct battle, or do I want Daka? Pure explosive goodness. Depends on the situation, doesn't it? I would argue that the first is a very good thing and one I'd prefer, but the latter is just as good. As long as you're not getting hit in return. Yep, forward shield collapsed. Oh dear. Oh, I've just realised. Actually, did you notice that? The colour of the shield light actually changes as it gets closer to being overtaxed. So you can actually see if your shields are about to go down. Yeah, look at that. My forward shield just went yellow. Now I've turned away. Rear shield is now yellow. Plumbing gravity. Rear shield is red. That is quite interesting, and I did not know about that. That is good to bear in mind when you're designing a ship and covering it, because if that was behind solid blocks of decoration, I wouldn't be able to see that colour. So, the more you know. Knowledge is power. Die. There we go. Oh wait, nope, no. You are an explosive turret. I do not like you. I must fight you in a truly fair and honourable fashion. By which I mean I'm going to tunnel up from underneath and shoot you where you can't shoot me back. Because that sounds fair to me. I don't know how they don't hear this coming, if I'm going to be honest. It should be very noisy and obvious. But no, they don't. Anyway, this is the laboratory I'm here to kill, so let's kill it with all due gusto. Got to remember, of course, weapons have recoil, but there we go. Okay, that just leaves harvesting this world to see if there's anything worth taking with me. So yeah, BRB. Nope, nada. Zero, zip, zilch. And for future reference, by the way, unless the mission objective requires it, murdering stuff doesn't actually benefit you in any way. Ooh, kinetic snipers. Gives me safe, high damage, high recoil, long range attack capability. But for now, we do have things to do. So, 81%, we are very likely to get attacked. If we go to the garage, that will translate into a definite attack, and maybe a second attack if I travel again. If I go straight to here, that is also 28%. It's identical. Oh dear. We do have 181. That's enough for a little bit, but anything we can do to avoid actually getting our hull clobbered is good, because repair costs increase every time you do it. So 28%. I'm definitely going to get attacked. No way I can avoid it. That's going to hit 100% for sure. So I think the garage is probably a really good idea, because it's the same, and then I'll have to jump again. But I can get stealth upgrades and things too at the garage, so it's, you know, it's a good idea. Let's travel. And yep. Hello. Leave me alone, please. Ow. But the thing is, when you get hit, massive threat reduction, so can be worth it for that. But for now, repair. I can get myself up to full and get some upgrades too. Well, an upgrade. I'll boost my stealth, which means I get less threat increase when I travel. It's a really important upgrade for hard mode. And if I want to, I can scrap hull points to get yellow resource back, but I've got a couple of hundred. I'm good for now. Now then, there was one thing I was going to look at, but I'll look at it when I get to the next place. So 24%. I am okay. Now, when you get to a wormhole, you get a upgrade. As you approach the wormhole, you spot some debris orbiting it. You can probably grab one piece before they all get sucked in. So I get this automatically, which is an epic weapon with 3 upgrade slots on it. I can get a further boost to stealth. I can get a bonus, which is batteries recharge faster over 100 meters per second, or I can get some unobtainium. I'll get the stealth upgrade, please, and thank you. My ship is stealthy, like the knight. It is as stealthy as a tomato sailing into a politician's face. Wait, that's not very stealthy. Well, it is somewhat stealthy until impact. Then it's really, really not stealthy because of the ruckus it causes. Something. Okay, let's see. What have we got? We've got, I think, ice wheels. Yeah, ice wheels. A couple of uncommon weapons there. A bunch of batteries. 1 large, 2 small. Ramming spikes, for if I ever want to get close and personal, which I don't. Small fuel tanks and some rare weapons. Okay, and what does the other way have? Well, they've got a shop, which I can't use. Superconductor and common weaponry. A large sphere as a structural piece. Small thrusters. Coolers and fuel, and yeah. I think this... I want to go north, honestly. There is a garage in the middle here, but if I want to, I can divert that way. But the things of interest are like these little outliers can hold some really valuable stuff. Like I don't know what they are, but if I can get close to them and unlock them, that'd be a good idea. But the fact is, I just don't have any sensor data at all of that area, so I don't know what it might be. But yeah, this way. So, we're going into the cold. We're going to need to modify our drone somewhat. We are going to go, I think, for the battery pack first, because that'll make any following deployment cheaper. Because battery pack is just flat out 4 times better than a standard battery. So, you know, plenty of power. And then we can get some better guns out of this area too, because we have to do 2 missions. So, at the very least, we're going to go with capturing ice mantas, which is going to be a start. Just one moment as I as I tinker with my drone a little bit more. Okay, we have a thing. Hurrah! What I've done is, both shields now at the front. There's also a single heater here. The heater eclipses the entire thing, so if the ship does get cold, I can heat up the entire superstructure, the entire hull, without having to worry. And because of how I've rigged up the shields, they actually overlap in protecting all ship components currently installed. So this is what it looks like without. And as you can see, the shields overlap everything, so does the heater. One thing I would note though is the epic weapon we got from jumping from the previous sector was this thing, which is a short cryogenic laser. And I now understand what the scientist is about, because I thought I could modify my weapons anyway. And that was because I kept finding weapon upgrades as I went when I was playing the scientist. What I didn't realise was that the button for modifying the lasers and things is absent, but it's normally here. So that means only the scientist can actually change the weapons at all. And the other classes are just dependent on what they can get their grubby little hands on, so... Whoopsie! The scientist is more useful than I thought it was, but oh well, too late to turn back now. Sadly though, the short laser is like really short, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use it at all. Definitely not on an ice planet. So maybe if I need a short laser for anything. But this particular laser, its upgrades are, it pushes things back a little bit on impact, and it's got massive energy reduction, which means it's really cheap to use because it's very, very efficient. Like, look at this. Minus 8%, minus 20%. So this thing uses barely any energy to actually fire it. And that is good. So yeah, that is very effective. Well, very easy to keep running rather, but it's not quite what I want to use right now in my own setup. So yeah. Also of note is that I've actually got an upgrade on my kinetic blasters, which I didn't realise, which is they are actually multi-shots. Sorry, not multi-shots, attack speed. Yeah. So they fire faster than normal, 25%. The rockets, though, are just bog standard. They don't have anything special about them. They're just kinetic warheads, basically. But yeah, that's things I discovered and worked out while I was tinkering with my drone, making it shorter and fatter. But actually more durable, too, because now when one shield collapses under fire, it won't expose the drone at all to incoming damage. So, let us begin on our next conquest. Our next drop, rather. I'll be honest, as soon as I realised that I couldn't actually tinker with my weapons, I started really missing the scientist class. Though, being able to do this with my resources for a smaller, more agile drone is also pretty darn great. Oh. Oh no. I've made a horrible mistake. My main battery thrusters are actually on the turning keys. How did that happen? Oh well, at least it's a simple mission, but whoopsie. Oh, jeez. This is going to make me so slow. Very, very sluggish, but really fast turning. So, I've just realised I can actually hold down the left and right turning keys to get all thrusters firing. The problem is this will burn through a lot of fuel. I should still be okay though, I think. Speaking of though, Ice Manta. These are the guys I have to capture. They are actually passive, except for the fact they bump into you. And they'll just follow me, so I just need to lead these little guys back to my resource collection points. And that's all I need to do. And then I'll try and get some resources. Yes, hello. Out of my way, please. Oh, there's another one. Doesn't really seem to be anything hostile yet on this planet. Oh, yep, if I get too far away, they actually lose interest. Hello. I think they're flying back to where they were before. Where's the other one gone? I'm not actually sure. Come on, little fellas. I'll search for your lost friend in a few moments. Come on. In you go. Done it! Okay, that just leaves trying to get some resources. The reverse thruster... Sorry, not reverse. The messed up thruster controls is actually seriously doing my head in a bit. On the bright side, though, this is an entirely snow world, so the resources are buried, but snow is incredibly easy to dig through, so I'm not too worried, honestly. If I had a heat weapon, I could evaporate this stuff super fast. Sadly, I don't. If nothing else, this ship mines just as well as its previous configuration. Apart from the turning problems, of course. There we go. Yeah, see, not too bad. Now Let me out of here. Let me out. I command you. Yes, I'm free. Oh, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. Okay. One drawback I should note, by the way, is by having my shields centralized like this, they are better towards the front of the craft, but if I'm getting attacked from the sides or the rear, it actually takes me longer for the shields to cover, because they are quick coming out from the emitter, but then as they get towards their limits, they slow down quite a bit. So if I get attacked from the sides or back, I can't actually protect as quickly as I could with the previous shield layout. So that's something, a little interesting tidbit I thought was worth noting at the very least. Sadly though, I think that's about it for resources too, so I'm going to end it there. And wait, what did we get? We got the batteries. Hooray! Power. Though in my case, I'm going to use it for efficiency, because, you know, just make the craft easier to deploy. Well, not easier, cheaper. 58. I can tear out all of them and one of them, and just install this battery back in place for the same power production. It's, yeah, same power production, same mass, same storage, same overall hit points, but 50. So yeah, it's cheaper to deploy. Though the engineer bonus to reduce the cost is keeping it down quite nicely anyway. But you know, that's still 3 less parts than I was using previously. Sadly though, we are also all out of time, so we're going to have to call it there. This has been I am Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. And I'll catch you all some other time. Yes, indeed. See you all later.